As expected, their venture to Falfell Canyons on foot was a long and tedious one. Constantly passing similar-looking trees was less boring than not having anything at all to look at, which made them appreciate their past journeys that they'd so easily considered tiresome. A part of them couldn't believe they'd actually made it as far as the dry lands. It was a world consisting purely of yellow and amber tones, with little water and an endless supply of tall ridges and rock formations. Through centuries, the wind and dust had shaped the plateaus into beautiful statues of nature, absorbing the welcoming rays of day. For such a desolate place, it was remarkable to experience. They figured it was best to move in a linear direction, so it seemed easy to get lost within the stone mazes if they weren't careful. On numerous occasions, they found themselves climbing up steep surfaces only to climb back down the opposite side. It felt laborious for Seth, but Wick seemed to be enjoying himself. Moon was having the hardest time of all, however, shifting his large body over uneven surfaces, but everyone kept an eye on him and even offered a helping hand from time to time. The difficulty only increased the further they went, and soon enough they were stood with nowhere left to go, stuck at the bottom of a chasm.
"Maybe we just turn back and try another way,"
Seth said, struggling to regain his breath. He took a seat on a boulder and let the others figure out the rest whilst he focused on getting his lungs back. "Look around for tight gaps. There could be a way through," Yewki ordered. The wheezing wizard huffed and puffed to himself, praying that their nightmare be over.
"Come on, we're wasting our—"
"Over here!" Voltu shouted. His voice echoed along the gorge, signaling everyone to follow it. He pointed across to a gaping tunnel, no wider than 4 arms' length. "This doesn't seem like a natural opening. It could be a Slayer route towards the fortress," Yewki evaluated. "It looks pretty dark," Wick said. "Just stay on your guard. We don't know if Slayers could be in here."
"Wait! You're not seriously considering going through there, are you? We don't even know what's on the other side, or if there even is another side,"
Seth bawled. "Oh, give it a rest. If everyone else has accepted it, so can you," Yewki barked. He led the way like usual, followed closely behind by Wick and Moon. Voltu stayed back slightly, making sure Seth wasn't trembling on his own. Everything had quietened down, making their crunchy footsteps louder than they sounded outside. It was difficult to see too far ahead, but that didn't stop them. For all they knew, Lumni could have been waiting for them in Falfell Fortress near the exit. All they had to do is first find said exit, which was proving to be a difficult task. The single tunnel started to widen and branch off in multiple directions, like an ancient cave complex. Each pathway was as deep and ominous as the other, making them think it mattered not for which route they took. They were bound to be in equal danger.
"Are those bones?"
Seth blabbed. It was easy to mistake the human remains and animal carcasses around them for rocks and stray branches, with the lack of light they had. "Brighten the way," Yewki requested. The wizard ran his fingers through his bag, looking for the right apparatus, before finally pulling out 2 long and thin vials, both with a chunk of cork jamming the tops shut. He shook one, causing the bubbles inside to fizz and glow a bright green color, like fresh summer grass, except infinitely more luminous. He passed the other vial to Wick, instructing him to do the same. With both vials lighting a wide radius around them, they surveyed the area. Old skeletons littered the floor in piles, accompanied by the dead leftovers of Gravarcio's creatures.
"If I wasn't right before, I'm definitely right now,"